Hi guys, how are y'all doing today? I know I look different. I actually put some makeup on, ran the flat iron through my hair and everything like that, so I look a little bit different. Still me though, still hungry, still a mom. Today we are going to be eating Arby's. I've been craving their roast turkey ranch and bacon market fresh sandwiches, which I really like, and usually I can eat half of that and then the curly fries, and that's enough for me, so we'll see how it goes. And I'm drinking Dr. Pepper. So here's my lovely curly fries. They're crispy and hot. I've found that every time I go to Arby's, it always takes like 10 minutes waiting at the window for them to get my food to me. Is it just because I ordered those sandwiches, or does that happen to anybody else? These were just made. And I always try to like park out of the way from people, and I always seem to get it wrong. I parked in a little parking lot, but there's like an old folks like nursing care place right here, and like a bunch of people keep coming in, and they're using this as like a throughway, so that way they don't have to go on the main roads. But that's okay. I'm getting used to it. I love their curly fries. And they're so hot. Even though the majority of them aren't really curly. Although one time I did get one that half the box was just one fry. It was over a foot long. It was like the biggest potato ever. So I felt like being extra today. Extra sassy, so I put on some makeup. And it gives me a boost of confidence. So we'll see how it goes. But I actually have like hot pink and purple on my eyes. I got that highlight going, and some bronzer and contouring and all that kind of stuff. I'm not a makeup person, like guru or anything. I know what's good quality and what's not good quality, but when you have 3 little kids, it's hard to do your makeup without having to stop like 100 times. Oh, these are so good. Alright. So, this is the roast turkey ranch and bacon, which this is what I always get when I come to Arby's. And we don't do Arby's that often because, quite frankly, it's expensive. I mean, for fast food, it's pretty expensive. So, we only get it occasionally. And my son stayed home sick today because he claimed he had a stomach ache. And then as soon as I got back from dropping off my daughter, he was all of a sudden better. I told him, I said, you're not missing another day of school for the rest of the year. Oh man, they packed this one. Look at that. They must have knew I was coming to do a mukbang. It's like whole wheat bread. It's just they're so good. All right, let's get into this. Oh, it's really fresh today. I got some tomato hanging on here. So this is turkey breast. That's like shredded. And then applewood smoked bacon, cheddar cheese, tomatoes, the red onions, lettuce, and then like this spicy ranch sauce. It's not just like ranch dressing. It's not spicy though. It's not like too hot to eat or anything. And the bread is really good. I've noticed my videos take forever for me to do because I don't eat fast. I can't help it though because it makes my stomach hurt if I eat too quick. So, since spring is here, I'm wearing like a sweater because it's chilly and windy today here. Everybody's starting to go on spring break and thinking about summer vacation. And does anybody out there have a vacation spot that they're going to this year or would like to go to? If I could pick anywhere in the entire world to go to for vacation, hands down, every time, it would be Disney World. Not Disneyland, Disney World in Orlando, Florida. I have been to Disneyland Paris, and that was pretty fun, but obviously it wasn't as big as Disney World. And I grew up in Disney World, so but back whenever I was 14 or 15, I met a girl in the pool at Disney World at the resort, the hotel that we were staying at, because we stay on property because you can get to and from the parks for free on their buses. You don't have to rent a car or anything. They'll pick you up from the airport. They think of everything. But I met a girl in the pool, and we became really good friends. And she actually stayed in our hotel room like that night. And she was from England, and she was really, really nice. And I was just like, this is so cool, because I've never met somebody from another country before that point. So we became really good friends. And to this day, every year, her mom and her aunt, which are, they're twin sisters, they come out and stay with us every year. And they go shopping and gain about 20 pounds because they love our food over here. I can't blame them. So we cook all this good home food, go out to a few restaurants that they don't have over there, and then they just shop. So sometimes we do like little things that are kind of local. The daughter, she came out once or twice, but she can't come out as easily now because she's got 4 kids, and quite frankly, it's expensive to fly from London to anywhere in America. So I've only been over there once because it was so expensive. My first time on an airplane, I flew all the way over to London Heathrow Airport. It was like a 7 or 8 hour flight. It's crazy. But they come and stay out here every year and eat and shop. I'm losing it. I'm getting all savage here. Eating like an animal. That's when you know food tastes good. So, the year that I went over to stay with them, they wanted to show us all of London and everything like that. And then we went on a vacation from our vacation. So we actually went to Disneyland Paris. And we got to go around and see all the iconic stuff in Paris itself. Got to see Stonehenge, which was amazing. We got to go like in and touch the rocks and everything. They don't let you do that anymore. This was in like mid to late 90s, I think. I know I'm old. But anyways, while we were going through Paris, we had interpreters and stuff with us, and they told us, you know, where to eat, where to shop, where to stay away from, and they just kind of let us do what we wanted to do, and we had to be back at our motor coach bus thing at a specific time to move on to the next spot. Let me tell you, I lost probably 12 to 15 pounds while I was in Paris for the 4 or 5 days that we were there, because I couldn't eat. And I couldn't eat because I was sick or anything like that. I just could not eat their food. So I lived off of bottled water, and it had to be bottled water. You couldn't drink water from the tap because it could make you sick, or that's what they told us anyway. So we didn't risk it. Bottled water and baguettes. That was all I could eat. Well, croissants too. So I pretty much lived for 4 to 5 days on bread and water. Literally bread and water. And on like our last day, we stopped at a place very, very close to where the Eiffel Tower is at. So there's a lot of restaurants around there. And we decided to eat at this place called the American Restaurant. We were American. All right, we'll try out. It said on the outside that we've got burgers and fries and milkshakes and all that kind of stuff. So we decided to do that. I go in and order a cheeseburger with fries. They bring it out to me, and the server, like, he barely speaks any English, but we were enough to understand, you know, what he was trying to say. And everybody starts eating. I eat a couple of the French fries, and they were okay. Nothing to write home about. Definitely not like classic French fries we have here. So I go to cut open my cheeseburger because there was no way I was going to be able to eat the whole thing. Back whenever I was younger, I would nibble throughout the day, but I never really ate a full meal. And I had a lot of stomach problems whenever I was younger. That'll be in another story time. But I cut into the burger and blood just leaked all over the entire plate. And the waiter asked me how did I want it cooked, and I said I wanted it done well done. Back then, to this day, hamburger meat for me has to be done all the way. Now, steak and stuff like that, I can eat it, medium rare. But hamburger, I like it well done. So this blood was so much that came out of this burger, it ruined all the French fries that I had. The server comes back, he's like, is everything okay? And everybody else's meals were fine. Like, my mom was smart, she ordered a salad, okay? I mean, lettuce, you can't go wrong with that. Oh my goodness, last bite. Not really, I still have another half, but I don't know if I'm going to eat it. So, my mom is like, her burger's not cooked like she wanted it. She wanted it well done. He was like, oh, so sorry, so sorry. Let me take it back. So he takes it back, and they bring out another one, and he's like, this one is well done. And he puts it down. It's a brand new sandwich. So I cut it up. Blood everywhere. I was like, I can't do this. And by this time, everybody else at the table is pretty much finishing up their meal. And I haven't been able to eat anything other than a couple of French fries before they got soaked in blood. And my mom was like, no, I was too shy and embarrassed to even say anything. Like, I just wouldn't have eaten it. I might have sent it back one time. But she was like, no, it's still not cooked enough. We want it really, really cooked. Well done. Well done. He's like, oh, okay. No pink, right? And we said, yeah, no pink on the inside. We want it cooked all the way through. He comes back with another one. Cut it open. It's better than the two previous ones, but it was still bloody. Enough to where I wouldn't have eaten it. So he's like, is it good? Is it good now? And my mom was like, no, it's not. And he's like, that's as well done as we can do. And she's like, no, get it through this time. Burn it black. Burn it. And he was like, oh, like black? And my mom was like, yes, black. Burn it. Okay, because obviously cooking, well done isn't getting through to your chef or whatever. And he's like, okay, he takes it back. And by this time, we've been sitting here over an hour at the table. Everybody else is done. I bring it back, and he's like, I'm so sorry. He says, here's your new sandwich. We had to put it in the oven to cook it. And my mom was like, well, how do you cook it? And he said straight up, this is what he said. We take a blowtorch, put the patty down, take a blowtorch, go over it for a couple seconds on each side, and then put it on the bun. My mom was like, oh, no. My kid is not going to end up in the hospital because of undercooked meat. we're in a foreign country. We couldn't, you know, afford to be sick and not be able to get medical care that we're used to. I'm not saying that they have bad medical care, because I actually did have to go to the doctor when we were in England, in London, because I ended up getting strep throat. The doctor didn't know what Tylenol was. Luckily, my friend's mom came and she was like, no, she's taking paracetamol. He's like, okay. But the server stayed there, and he actually watched me cut it open this time to see if it was good, which I don't know why he didn't do that the first time he brought it back. So I cut it open. It was good enough to eat, but by this time everybody else was done. He was like, I'm so sorry, like, that's not how we cook our meat. And my mom was like, we came to this restaurant because it said it's the American restaurant. We were expecting to get food like how it's cooked in America. We're American, you know. If we say we want a well-done hamburger, we expect it to not have any pink inside of it. And this one was so bloody that it ruined the French fries. Long story short, I ended up taking the burger to go. I ate a little bit of it on the bus while we were going back to the hotel, but I didn't finish it. They ended up taking it off of our bill just because I had to wait so long for it, and I couldn't actually eat with my family and my friends while they were eating. So that's one of my food stories from the past. I mean, Paris was nice. It was really pretty. I'm still losing it. This is a very sad mukbang. But I couldn't eat anything else. Like, everything was... I wouldn't touch it. And then on top of that, they put this pink sauce on it. And this pink sauce seemed to come on everything. And I don't know what it was. It was like ketchup and mayonnaise mixed together, almost like Thousand Island dressing, but with the taste of like relish or like horseradish. And I was like, don't put that pink stuff on there. The first two burgers that came out still had that pink stuff on it. Crazy. Crazy ridiculous. But the thing that I remember the most was Stonehenge. It was gorgeous out there. And we even got those little dowel rods, is what they're called. And they're like to help you see or sense paranormal stuff, like spirits and that kind of stuff. So we got to play around with those and actually touch the stones and everything. Oh my goodness, I'm not going to be able to finish this. Little bits of bacon. I'm going to take a couple bites of this though. And then I got to get back home because my son wanted Hardee's. So he decided that he was going to play sick today. So whenever I get back, he's going to be cleaning because he wasn't really sick. So I actually put like a decent amount of stuff on this one. I'm impressed, Arby's. Good job. So good. So do you guys have any horror stories from vacationing in other countries and having issues with the food? And like for breakfast, whenever I stayed over there for over a month because it was so expensive for the plane ticket. So if I was gonna go, it was gonna be for a while. So I spent my whole summer break over there. And we went to the grocery store after the first day or so there. And I got some bread. And then I was like, do they have cinnamon sugar like in a shaker? And they were like, what are cinnamon sugar? Like, we have sugar and we have cinnamon. And I'm like, well, is it like pre-mixed, like in a little shaker? Usually it's like a little boy's body or a little girl's body, that weird kind of shaker. I don't even know who makes it. I can't even think of what company makes it. But it's pre-mixed cinnamon and sugar. And they were like, I don't know. We ended up finding some. And they were like, what are you going to do with that? And I put some toast in the toaster. And once it came up, I was like, I put some butter on it. And then I sprinkled the cinnamon sugar on it. And I had cinnamon sugar toast. And they thought it was so weird. And I was like, try it. Just try it. And they each took a bite of it. And